Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Arjun. I'm a consultant diabetologist at Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Specialty Center, Baswandudi branch, Bangalore. Today, I will be discussing about the healthy food choices and exercise with respect to diabetes. But before I go into today's topic, just a few words about why diabetes today is becoming a public health burden in India. Among the Indians, every 1 in 10 Indians are diabetics. And diabetes, as we all know, is a lifestyle disorder. So the reason diabetes is becoming a public health burden is purely because of our food choices we make and the lack of exercises. That is the exercises like walking, jogging, strength training, etc. So first, let me start addressing with respect to our food choices, the diet. An ideal healthy plate would be 50% of your plate should have vegetables, 25% should have proteins, and 15 to 20% should have carbohydrates. Say, what are the vegetables we are all allowed? With respect to vegetables, with diabetes generally are allowed all the vegetables of color except potatoes, which is because we generally tend to avoid potatoes because it's a starchy vegetable, and beetroots probably in smaller quantities. So vegetables we can take, we include cucumbers, carrots, tomatoes, green leafy vegetables. So these vegetables will form 50% of your portion size. The next, which I was saying, is the proteins. 30% of the plate should contain protein. So what are the proteins? So let me just simplify further with respect to vegetarian, non-vegetarian and vegetarian. So eggs are a good choice of protein. So probably vegetarians who take eggs weekly thrice, I would ask all vegetarians to have at least 2 eggs without the yolk. Probably yolk would be once or twice in a week. So an ideal breakfast for a vegetarian would be thrice a week, would be oats with a bowl of sprouts, or probably half a fruit with 2 boiled eggs thrice a week. And the other 4 days could be choices like idlis, 3 idlis, couple of dosas with a lot of vegetables again. And you can also have like a ragi roti or a ragi dosa, but I definitely would want people to avoid rice in the morning and anything which concerns rice like pongals, the uddin vadas, and could be puris, etc. So this is because in the mornings our diet should contain mainly of fiber, which is vegetables. And what are the 3 advantages taking vegetables in the morning? Fiber generally inhibits, that is, it does not allow the body to absorb more glucose. That's the first advantage. The second advantage, fibers when consumed regularly on a long run itself can lead to weight reduction, because one more cause of diabetes among the Indian population is overweight. And the third and the most important is fibers generally alter the gut bacteria, which is what one of the reasons is because of altered gut bacteria can also lead to diabetes. And why proteins? It's a mindset in India. Whenever people are tired, they tend to have rice, but instead proteins are the nutrients which are responsible for muscle building. So what are the proteins vegetarians can have? They can have dals, sprouts, legumes, pulses, lentils, and of course eggs, that in particular egg whites. So an ideal breakfast, like I mentioned, would be weekly thrice, would be oats with a couple of eggs and have half a fruit. This is the breakfast, and breakfast ideally should be before 9:30. At around 11:30, I would like everyone to have snacks. This becomes the second most important component with respect to diet. Again, what can we eat? What snacks can we eat? Yes, there are a lot of healthy snacks which diabetes are allowed to eat. Let me define what are the healthy snacks. We are allowed dry fruits. When I say dry fruits, we are allowed pistas, we are allowed badams, we are allowed walnuts, and to a little bit extent we can also have cashew nuts and dry raisins. Apart from this, we are also allowed roasted peanuts, we are allowed roasted channas, and we can also take snacks as a fruit. So what fruits we are allowed? Fruits generally we say also are rich in fructose, which eventually also have carbohydrates. So here I would just want to make one point. Do not take fruit as a dessert. So fruits can be had in the morning or at 11:30 or somewhere in the evening like a snack. And we tell people to generally apples and guavas and oranges are safe fruits, but depending upon the HbA1c level, we can add further or we minus the fruits based upon the HbA1c level. Now coming to lunch. Lunch is where we allow carbohydrates. Here is where the portion size becomes very important. Generally, when I ask people, when I ask my patients, what's your normal breakfast, what's the normal lunch, what's your normal dinner, the only and the most common answer I hear, sir, it's rice, it's bisibalabat, it's pongal, it's chitrana, that's lemon rice. So instead, what I tell people is have your carbohydrate, but have it for lunch, and the portion size becomes very important. And the second question here is what type of rice? White rice, brown rice? Yes, brown rice generally is the best option because it is unpolished, but if it is difficult, white rice we do allow it. And what's the portion size, which is the most important? Portion size, we must not have more than 150 gram of carbohydrates in a day. So let's divide 150 divided by 3. That's we have 3 meals and a couple of snacks. So taking into account during the snack time, we will not be snacking carbohydrates. We are allowed close to 40 to 50 gram of carbohydrates per meal. So our idlis and dosas are also carbs. So ideally our lunch should have not more than 80 grams or a small cup of rice in the ratio 1:4. So when I say 1:4 ratio, the cup of rice will be, you can have the rice with 4 to 5 teaspoons of probably the sambar or a dal and 4 to 5 teaspoons of vegetables, and finish it off with a glass of buttermilk. This will be the lunch, and always start your meal again with the fiber. A little bit of vegetables again, like the reasons which I've already mentioned before. What are the advantages of fiber? They keep the stomach full, so we feel less hungry. At the same time, we also, fibers itself, they also tend to ease the digestion. This is with respect to lunch. Again, evening, you are allowed your coffee, tea, buttermilk, definitely without sugar, no jaggery. Instead, you could use stevia, probably 1 cube. And what do you have? Again, the more options apart from what I mentioned, dry fruits or roasted peanuts. The other options could be a brown bread sandwich, either with 2 teaspoons of ghee, or could be with peanut butter, or you can just make a vegetable smoothie. A vegetable smoothie could include 2 cucumbers with little bit of 2 amlas. Just mix them up with coriander curry and mint leaves. Put 1/8 teaspoon of turmeric and 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix it with 250 ml of water. Use it as a snack. This is also a smoothie, which is a very healthy smoothie, which can be had either at 11:30 or 5:30, or you can always start off your day with the smoothie. And coming to dinner, here the golden rule is definitely no carbohydrates at night. So definitely no rice at night. Again, definitely no idlis, dosas, upmas at night. So here the choices comes ragi rotis and ragi dosas. So this is how we manage, and with that also what we take with this is also important. So what we take with it comes with respect to vegetarians, we have paneer, soya, rajma, channas, dals. They are the biggest source of proteins. And with respect to non-vegetarians, of course, apart from this, we also have the chicken and we also have the fish. So these are the foods which any diabetic should definitely include in his as a part of his regular meals. This is with respect to healthy food choices and diet and diabetes. My second thing which I'm going to address today is about exercises. One of the main reasons why diabetes is affecting the Indian population is the weight. And if we have to lose weight, we have to start doing strength training. So what is strength training? Here comes yoga, or probably very mild weightlifting, which could include 2, 3 or probably a 4 kg dumbbell. And the point here is not to lift more weights, but instead do more repetitions. Let's say you're doing bicep, you're going to work out for the upper arms, or you're going to work out for the back. We generally say light weights with 4 to 6 repetitions. So eventually you will be doing around 40 to 45 minutes of strength training for 4 times a week. And you'll also be doing around 30 minutes of cardio maybe in the form of walking, running, swimming, cycling, dance, Zumba. This would be done anywhere again for 5 times a week, again for 30 to 40 minutes. So ideally, if you're joining the gym, it all happens at one place. If you're doing yoga, try and keep yoga to 30 to 40 minutes every day, and at least 20 to 25 minutes. So eventually what we would be doing is, I would want everyone to hit around 6,000 to 7,000 steps from the time you get up till the time you go to bed again at night. And apart from this, during lunch, since we are allowing carbohydrates at lunch, This is where after having lunch, after a gap of 15 minutes, instead of going back to the office and starting working immediately or just going and taking rest, here I would want you to walk for 10 minutes. Preferably, I would want you to climb up stairs. Simple breathing being staircase climbing causes a shifting of blood glucose from the stomach into the muscles. Simple staircase climbing, let's say 30 to 40 steps once or twice, or if people are not able to climb up stairs, can walk on a flat ground for around 10 to 15 minutes. This itself is known will definitely bring down your sugar levels with respect to the postprandial levels. So in short, these are the two things which I would really like you to stress. Watch what you eat and how much you exercise, because diabetes, as I mentioned in the beginning, the primary pillars of diabetes management is diet, exercise, and the lifestyle. So watch the portion size, watch what you eat, and eat healthy. So if you do this, you definitely will be able to live a life without any complications of diabetes. Thank you so much.